Jim is here to read me my comments. I was very surprised to not have any questions, so we're just going to chat. I'm going to push you guys back a tiny bit just so you're not up my nose. There we go. And forgive the hairdo. It's kind of like between where it needs to be and where I want it to be. But look, this morning we have courage.
There's nobody on yet.
Oh, I know. Jim said there's nobody on yet, but I know you guys will watch this later, so I might as well start talking to you. So, we're back to having Miralax and the coffee. You know, I feel like the pendulum is swinging really, really severe in both directions.
Oh, Sylvia's here.
Hi, Sylvia, because Sylvia knows. She knew. She knew. I talked to her this morning. Good morning. Look, I got new ones. Not nails, rings. This one's like a crown. Look, I'm the queen of everything. This one's like a tiara almost, but I don't know. I thought it was more like, I felt like it was Wonder Woman-ish.
Miss Morgan's on.
Wonder Woman. Hi, Donna. So, I'm making a Javi coffee review compilation video because there's so many different to try. But this morning is the first time I'm having straight up hot coffee with French vanilla creamer in it. It's really good. And I love that you could tweak it. And I love what it does for the environment. That's all I'm saying. So good morning. Today we're having courage because we need it. You know, it's a battle. It's a never-ending battle, or it's hopefully an ending battle, we hope. But my sister says, once you've had cancer, you'll always have cancer. Even if it's not active. Or what did she say? That's not what she said. She said you can always grow cancer. She's like, you'll know you can always grow cancer.
Jane SW is on. Or Jan.
Jan from Canada. I was gonna say good day, but that's been some what are you, a Canada, but what do they say? She's from Ontario, right? Jane, you're in Ontario, right? I feel like there's a way to say good morning in Ontario that they would say. Where's French Canadian? Where's French Canadian?
She says, good day, eh? And yes, she is in Ontario.
Yeah. It is. Do people speak French in Ontario also? I don't. I know there's a French Canada portion. I just lost entire brain function of to which territory that is. I want to. I keep kind of trying to feel like it's like Vancouver, but I don't know if that's right. But why I can't think. I thought it was Ontario. My brain. Quebec, right? Quebec is on Ontario. Yeah, I don't know.
Ontario
Anyway,
is its own territory, I thought.
Yeah, and Quebec
like
is a city.
Ontario.
Is a city. Is a city. Quebec is a city. So it's like.
I thought it was also a territory.
No, I don't believe so. She'll tell you. She'll tell you. There's
Okay, yeah. She says yes. We have two official languages.
Yes.
French is more common in Quebec and Eastern Ontario.
There you go. So I was thinking about like bonjour, but that's like, you know, good day. But what's good morning? Bonsoir is good night. What's good morning? But like a different way. Bonjour. Bonjour
okay,
is.
Yeah. Quebec is a province which also has Quebec City.
Right. Okay.
So I was right.
Okay, you were. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Calm down. Calm down. You got it. You're right. I said it. I just know that I just know Canada by the hockey teams. No, I'm kidding. The Vancouver Canucks, you know, the Toronto I was going to say make-believes. So one of my individuals that I used to work at the group home with, she loved hockey and she loved baseball. And she loved Toronto because she actually had an aunt that lived there and they always sent her like Toronto Blue Jays stuff. And if she wasn't a Met and Islander fan, she was a Toronto fan for sure. And she couldn't say Maple Leaves. She thought they were called the Toronto Make-Believes. So I just thought that was funny. I had to share that. So now it always comes out like Toronto Make-Believes. So what'd she say?
Sylvia says, hello, Jim. Nice to hear your voice.
Um, we got, I know you guys will see it in the unboxing when I post the video on the main channel, whenever that will be, because I'm going to try all the flavors. But oh my gosh, not only that I was like, these are really good and great for the environment and stuff like that, but I got so much stuff for like so little money with that 50% off. I got like a starter kit, which had a cup. It had a mason jar cup with Javi written on it. It had a frother with 2 interchangeable blades, beaters. It had a rechargeable frother, by the way, a USB rechargeable frother, so no batteries. It had straws, 2 metal straws, one bent, one straight, and both had silicone tips on them so that you don't have to bang your teeth on the metal straws. Somebody's going to say something? You're looking at me like somebody wants to say something. Oh, okay. And I got all the flavors. I got the decaf for my sister. I'm going to see her in May. So I'm kind of like, do I hang on to it? Do I send it to her? You know, for Christmas? Is it like double packing? Is it double shipping? I don't know. And then I was like, they're such a good brand, and I love what their message and all that stuff that they do is, that I'm almost like, do I just send her her own? I don't know. I'm kind of like, and sometimes she does half calf, so I was like, ooh, maybe she could have like the caramel or the mocha, and she can mix it with her decaf and make like a half calf. I don't know. I'm just spitballing.
Yeah, you are.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't realize until I started watching one of the TikTokers that I like. He is he's a young man. He's single. He's like, you know, slightly overweight, but he also is just got like diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and he went to being a soda drinker. He was the one who introduced me to the Circle, but he showed me that you can froth coffee creamer. It makes sense that you can froth anything, but you can froth your regular old coffee creamer, like a Walmart brand, French vanilla. I had foam on the top of this cup a little while ago, and I thought that was super cool.
Margaret, too.
Hi. I just actually messaged her back this morning.
Okay. Good morning, Jeri-Ann and Tim. Nice to be here. Good morning to all.
How many people are there? Because you said
36 now.
Oh, good. Okay. There's more people coming. Good morning, everybody who's just joined us. I did my normal beginning because for those people who aren't joining us live, we'll just watch the video later. And I said, good morning, vlogsters. And this morning we're having courage. And I also needed to repeat myself that we're doing Miralax today because I've halted my progress. I don't know what I'm saying. I've gone in the other direction. It's so rough. That's all, folks. Exactly. It's so hard to try to figure out what's going on, you know. Who's laughing?
I am.
Oh, I was like, you gotta share. He's laughing over there, and he's gotta share with me, you know. I also mentioned that before the 36 people came on, or before anybody came on, that surprisingly enough, there was no questions. I posted on Instagram last night, and it went to Facebook, my Facebook business page. No questions. So if you guys have any questions for me, I mean, I'm kind of an open book, and is there anything I didn't share with you yet? I will tell you guys, because you're the inside circle, that I did get results from the bone scan back yet. No, I got the results from the bone scan, but not through the doctor. That being said, I want to wait to see what the CT scan says, because I don't want to be positive or negative. I don't want to take the feelings of the bone scan and then have it like diminish because of what the CAT scan says. So I just want to wait to get both test results and have the doctor read them, interpret them, and tell me what they mean to him and what the next course of action is. I want to have all that information.
Sylvia says, Jan, you were my bad influence. I bought a Circle because of you. I am now drinking more water. But
don't you love it? What kind of flavors did you get? That's what I want to know too. I have a new black cherry that I did not try, but it was that time to actually wash like the whole Circle, like to wash it start to finish. And I can't wait to try this black cherry ghost sip. I'm like really excited to try this black cherry ghost sip. But I know it's crazy, but every once in a while, you really have to wash your water bottle. See, for those of you who are just watching and don't know what we're talking about, Circle is a water bottle company that has flavors that are 0 sugars. And this is what you put on in your mouth. There's actually like a... Oh, I don't think there's a picture.
No.
There's actually this part, there's a picture there. This part that goes in your mouth, this is what the cartridge looks like. So I say like you have to wash your water bottle, but your mouth and germs never touch the water bottle. And so you just keep filling it, filling it, and filling it, and reusing and reusing. And I'm like, eventually I've got to get to the point where I know it doesn't backwash because it can't backwash because then it stays in the filter. But it's like, you gotta, I don't know, I just feel like we gotta change it up a little bit. So they're both in the wash currently, and I can't wait to try this black cherry. I'm super excited. For you guys don't know, a Go Sip I think has electrolytes in it. It says it right there. That's electrolytes, right?
Electrolytes
and because, I'm sorry, yeah. Go ahead.
Supposed to be electrolytes and energy.
Because, yeah, electrolytes and energy, Jim said. And because I just got over like that bout of diarrhea, I wanted to have the electrolytes plus Black Cherry and me are like besties. Like Lisa is out, Sharon is out, Black Cherry and me were in. Just kidding.
I couldn't hear you. Jen asks, do you have any Christmas crafts planned?
A million. No, I actually do. I will tell you the truth. It's very hard to. There are so this. I feel like this industry, business, platform has grown so much. It's so difficult sometimes to come up with new stuff. To do spins on old. What's that? Oh, Jim just made a face. Hold on. It's just about making twists on others. But what I've been doing, as you guys know, I do for a long time, is I like to go into the catalogs, into stores, and see what we can make cheaper than the $29.99 price tag. So yes, I have a few ideas. I think I have all the supplies. I have to pull down the 3 Christmas boxes that are in the closet, and then I can look to make sure I have everything that I need, and then I'm dying to do it. Like I know that sounds crazy, and I repeat myself all the time, but we're supposed to finish. But then we ended up putting away all the Halloween stuff yesterday and purging. I got rid of a whole tub, a 56-quart tub, like a big tote full. I went from 5 to 4. I got rid of a whole totes full plus because I had other stuff plus. So, and now I have room too, so.
Sylvia says, I have so far tried the punch and like it. I'm now drinking the pineapple. That's why I made a face, because she's got pineapple flavor, but I'm not a fan.
Pineapple, though. Did you see pineapple? Sylvia, did you get that at Walmart or did you buy it online? We didn't see pineapple flavor.
Yeah. That's why I was making a face.
Yeah, that's why you're making a face. Okay.
Rebecca is here. Rebecca Ivy says good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Jan says looking forward to seeing that.
I know, Jan. I'm looking forward to doing that. I did mention previously, and I know in Canada, like we talked about last night on Jimmy's Live, that I really can't decorate before Thanksgiving. I just can't. It's in my DNA. I hear my mother yelling at me in my ears. Like, I for real do. And I feel like here in the United States, it does get pushed back a lot. People, I know that the first Thanksgiving has a lot of really negative situations behind it, but the actual thought of the day of gratitude, I feel like if they changed it from the first Thanksgiving to a day of gratitude, this way we can, all the terrible things that we did to the indigenous people of North America, that would just be like not forgotten, but that wouldn't be the focus of the day. Kind of like how they switched Columbus Day to Indigenous Americans Day. Indigenous, it's not called Indigenous Americans. It's called Indigenous something day. Indigenous Pride Day or Recognition Day.
Yeah.
Anyway, my brain is not braining this morning. So I feel like with Thanksgiving, if we could just turn it into a day of gratitude, that would be the best thing. Because this way, we were thankful. The people were thankful at that particular one meal. What they did before and after are the atrocities. But that moment, we were united. We would come together as different cultures. We were welcomed in as strangers. And that's what we need to be reflective on. We need to be reflective on what we are grateful for and why we're grateful for it. And those that gave up all these things for us. So, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Let's see here. Sylvia says she bought it online. It tastes a little bitter to her.
Oh, the pineapple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hannah says good morning.
Now, did you try turning it up, Sylvia? I'm just curious. You turned it up to like, see, like, here's the thing. Good morning, Hannah. Here's the thing. I like certain flavors on 2, certain flavors on 3, and actually one of them I like better on 4, which seems like really harsh to me because if I drink fruit punch on 4, I feel like I'm bouncing off the walls because even though it's got no sugar, it feels to me like it must, you know? But I was just wondering, have you tried upping the level? But yeah, it's not for everybody. Every flavor is not for everybody. That's why they want you to try them. But I think they're guaranteed. And if you don't like it, I think you're allowed to send it back. But fine, I'm not gonna. Don't quote me on that. I think that's what I heard though.
Margaret says, I hear you and understand. I guess when you're talking about Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Jan says, LOL, our moms have the final word.
Absolutely.
Sylvia says she has it on 6.
Oh, jeepers. And it's still bitter. Wow. Okay. Well, maybe it's just pineapple in general. You like the fruit punch, so you know kind of what that's about. So, yeah. I would try to see if you can say, I think there's a satisfaction guarantee. I think you're allowed to return it. And I would.
Yeah.
Because, you know, fortunately, I haven't found one that I didn't like, except the coffee. And I was in Texas, and I didn't have, like, my information. I just threw it in the garbage, because there was no way I was toting that thing all the way back from Texas. But not everybody doesn't like the coffee. I just didn't like the coffee because it tasted like I had a cup of coffee with a full cup of ice that just melted over 3 days. And I added more ice, and I added more ice. It just tasted like coffee-flavored water, which is what it is, but to me, that was not the coffee experience. But people don't like creamer in their coffee, and if that's for them, then that's for them. Okay. I like coffee with my creamer. You know how that goes.
Then Sherry says, you're very insightful, Jeri-Ann, and are right. Thanksgiving is a positive thing.
Yes. Sherry, which Sherry, though? Do you have Sherry's? Because I have quite a few Sherry's. Good morning, Sherry, whoever you are.
Just the name Sherry.
Okay, with an I or a Y?
Y.
Okay. Good morning, Sherry. Yeah, we do need to make positive as possible. We being European Americans or of European descent, our ancestors did do awful things to the people that lived here, thinking they were superior, which obviously we know now they're not, because what we're doing nowadays or actually in the last couple of decades, is we're turning back towards nature, which is what the indigenous people did from the beginning. So we're turning back and really realizing what we're doing to the earth, what we're doing to all of the godly grown medications and herbs and plants and stuff that help us, the food, the water, the fish, like all these things that we're wrecking by industry. We're realizing it's bad, and they've been saying that for 500 years, 600 years, more. More.
Since the industrial age.
Well, no. 500 and, well, actually, since it's actually 1492, so this is a 2 years, so that's good. So, like, 530 years ago is when Columbus first landed in the Caribbean, and, we started to, like, civilize those people and, do away with them so we can have their stuff, like, man has done since time began. And don't get me wrong, indigenous people did that to each other before we got here. So when people get on their high horse and be like, well, they were killing each other way before, I get that. It's the nature of, like, sharing, sharing. But now we're smarter than that, and we know better. Sharing is caring, and we need to share. We need to share with each other. We need to share with them. And it's really, we talk about being a Christian nation, and we have taken. Is that you?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, I thought that was Alexa. I thought that was the digital assistant. Jimmy was humming. We claim to be a Christian nation, but we've taken all of the Christ out of the Christianity. We've taken all of the, like, the rich are the poor in spirit, and my Beatitudes just left me. I taught this Beatitudes for 15 years, and they're gone all. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. And you know what that means. You know, here we are thinking like, oh no, oh no, 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 no. The warmongers and the haters and the criminals and they'll inherit the earth, but they don't. They won't in the big picture, if you know what I'm saying. We'll come back to realize that it is the meek, the ones that care for our planet, are the ones who are entrusted to take care of this planet, and they have this planet. Everybody else just uses it, and they use people and they use things, and they just, everything's disposable to them, and it's really horrible. But we're all starting to come back the last couple of decades to realize that that ain't the way. It's just not the way. It's not sustainable. It isn't. And it's not healthy. It's not healthy for us or the planet or the other people around us and our families and friends and future people. Sorry, I'm going to get off my soapbox right now, and I'm going to step down, and I'm going to listen for the next question.
Ellie says, I've stopped. Wait a minute. Oh, I've stepped away from all this holiday hype and tried to simplify. The stores filled with crap stress me out.
You know what? You're not alone. I know that it is becoming so overwhelming. I'm always a silver lining girl, and I'm like, the only good thing about all of this stuff that they have for Christmas is that most of it's gonna be on clearance after Christmas. But really, that's the silver lining takeaway from it. It has taken away from the holidays. Now, I mentioned this 1,000 times. The reason I decorate for every holiday is because my mom decorated for every holiday. However, her decorations back then were cardboard cutouts of like Raggedy Ann and Andy ice skating, and that was her winter like that was her winter decorations. She obviously decorated for Christmas, and we had a bit more Halloween decorations because my mom passed in '91, and they just started to make like more and more decor for the holidays and stuff. But that was it. And like now, and when I bought my first Peeps, light up Peeps, I was like, oh my gosh, I wish my mother was alive. She would have died. This would have been all of it for her, because she loved to celebrate everything. She put up flowers for spring and Mother's Day. You know, she put up, we had the turkeys and of course the jack-o'-lanterns. Remember those melty plastic things that they always had decor-wise? They were all flat. My mom loved all that. That was what we had everywhere. And the jointed paper cutouts and stuff. But anyway, yeah, it's just become so much more. And then, of course, people like me make it just worse, because I perpetuate, like, I need to do all of the things for all of the holidays, but I miss it. I have to tell you. I watched my very first TikTok I ever made in 1999. Sure. In 2019 was the, fire in the hole Christmas decor transformation in my bathroom, and I just was like melting. I was like, oh, I miss my little red truck Christmas bathroom. Sorry. Go ahead, Hannah. I'm sorry.
Jan says, I miss those cutouts. We had them at school as well.
Because just like my mom, the teachers had very limited storage space. My mom took a thin bottom drawer that she had in her dresser. She had a pretty nice low boy dresser, and she took the very, very bottom drawer, and she just had piled in, and she had them in chronological order. So what she basically did was, when you took off the ones in the top, like say Halloween was down here, you put them underneath. Well, the next one was Thanksgiving, and then when you took the Thanksgiving ones off and you put them underneath, and the next one was Christmas, and it went on like that. And she taught me so much, because we lived, I know that 1,000 square feet seems like a big house, and it is comparatively to a lot of people, but 10 people in 1,000 square feet is not a lot of space. It's not a lot of space. It's like, what do we each get? 10 square feet? Or 100 square feet, I guess would be. That's not a lot of space for a human being to have things. So we had our big Christmas decor all in the basement. It was just a crawl space out in the closet, and then she had all of those cutouts for the rest of the year, just in that bottom drawer. And we used to get them from Shane's Circus of Values on Long Beach Road in Island Park. Still there. It was like the original dollar store when we were growing up. It has things for more than $1, but it definitely was the place where you went and got, nylons for 25 cents, or those cutouts, reading glasses, those types of things, which you can find everywhere now. We couldn't really
Margaret,
find back then.
I'm so
Sorry.
sorry. Margaret says, Jeri-Ann, I decorate my parents' tombstone every
Oh,
year, especially Christmas.
Margaret, you just pulled my heartstrings. My parents were both cremated at their request, and I that's why I like to decorate my house to honor my parents. My mom was the big push, but then after she died, my dad was like, "Are you gonna decorate for Easter?" Like he was never on board until he was on board. And I know that sounds dumb, but when you made it look easy and nice and organized and clean, that's when he was like right on board. So the first Easter, you pull out all your decor, and he like, what are you doing this for? Your mom's not here anymore. She doesn't care. I'm like, well, I care. Then the next year, he's like, "You gonna decorate for Easter? It's coming soon." And Easter was one of those holidays that, because it's like Thanksgiving, like because it's got a rotating date. It's always like, do I know like how far? And that's why after St. Patrick's Day, I decorate for Easter because I know it's coming. I know it's coming real soon, kind of thing. Um, but anyway, yeah. So he'd always be like, "Are you gonna put up the Thanksgiving decorations? Everybody's gonna be here in a few days." And I'm like, "Yeah, Poppy, I was just working 3 jobs. No problem. I got to take care."
Jan says, a lot
Oh.
of my Christmas decor is old/vintage. I prefer it over the new things.
Now I do have a question. Vintage like 60s and 50s and 70s, or like vintage like 20s, or even vintage like folksy? I'm just curious because there's so many different ways these days as we're old to say vintage, because I'm vintage. Um, but really, like
Norse. Decorated old-fashioned Norse.
Jim says, let's just chop down a tree with the squirrels still living in it and put it in our front yard. That'll be vintage enough for him.
Yep.
Front yard, in our front room. Yeah. Sure. Cut down
I'll
the tree
take that
from the
little
front.
squirrel.
Cut down the tree from the front yard. Hey, by the way, I should have put a disclaimer in the front of this video. If I mess up words, I can't edit it because it's a live stream. Thank you. Thank you for the disclaimer, and you know who you are.
Let's see here. Margaret says, sounds beautiful, Jeri-Ann. Sylvia says, I love hearing your childhood memories.
Oh my God, I love sharing my childhood memories, especially now that I'm like going through all this. It really makes me nostalgic. I've been dreaming about my parents a lot lately. So
Let's see here. You've been dreaming about your parents a lot?
a lot.
Really?
Never together though. It's very bizarre.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I dream about my parents a lot. It's either my mom, and it's stories of like, it's like both of them have like come back to life. My mom was meant like, it'll be like my mom was in a coma for 30 years, and then we finally, but she's the same age, like she was in stasis or something, and now she doesn't know how to do technology. And then my dad wasn't ever really dead. He was just went to like New Brunswick, and he was in New Brunswick for the last 11 years or something. Like, that's the weird kinds of dreams I have about my parents, but never together. My parents are never back alive together, which is very bizarre.
Erica says that she loves the 70s decor.
Oh,
70s Christmas
so
decor.
like the blue turquoisey kind of red, like deep red, almost like bluish green, that kind of thing. I love. It reminds me of when we were young. I actually even had a dream about the choir kids. We had these two choir, boy and girl. The boy had lost his eyeball in a sticker accident. Basically, they had sticker eyeballs. And one of my very first art projects was to paint his eyeball back on, to match the other eyeball. But they always sat on the porch, and I thought my brother was going to keep them, so I left them in New York because they kind of belonged to the house. But he ended up getting rid of them, and it was kind of disappointing. I'm not going to lie. They were old wiring, but the wiring is what got ruined, and we could have rewired them easy. Could have put a new socket. Basically, they were a pole with like a socket, just like a regular old lamp. I could have rewired that, for outdoor lighting. So I was kind of disappointed in that, but again, you gotta let things go and let them. My dream when I was younger was to always like take them and just give them a French coat of spray paint because their paints had faded over the years and everything. But that's what that reminds me of when we say vintage. I think of those choir kids that I was shorter. I remember being shorter than them and growing up to be taller than them. It's kind of weird.
Jan says that she loves. Excuse me. Let me do that. I'm having
Jan
a brain.
says she loves what kind of
No.
vintage? Oh,
Jan says, "LOL. I am vintage too.
oh,
I have 40s and 70s decor."
okay. So that's like that's. I was gonna say that's kind of like the same sort of feel. Those that oh, I can't remember boomer, but it's not boom, not baby boom. Oh, never mind. I'm not
Um,
gonna word when I can't right now because words they're
Jan,
gone.
Jan also goes to say, when you dream of your loved ones, they are visiting you. I believe this.
I believe it too. Honestly, I do, and but that's why it's bizarre that they never visit me together. Like, are they visiting other people? Like, maybe my dad's here when my mom's at my sister's house, or whatever, however that works. Um,
And then
the other
Mark.
day, I dreamed of my nan. So my grandmother, my mother's mother, lived with us till I was 12, and I slept with her in the living room. And the other day, I dreamed of her too, which was like, wow. And she was still a telephone operator at the doctor's office. So my nan worked the switchboard. I remember sitting on the counter when I was like 4 or something. I got dropped off there to go home with her or whatever. So anyway, sorry.
Margaret Rose asks or says, Jeri-Ann, what's your opinion on having actual dreams when your parents care clearly their parents care clearly their seems surreal.
I'm sorry. Can you say it again without inflection?
Jeri-Ann, what's your opinion on having actual dreams when your parents care clearly no yeah clearly there seems surreal.
When your parents are clearly there, that's what you're saying. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, because I, I will tell you, I'm not gonna lie. I watched a lot of science fiction growing up, and I'm like, is this an alternate universe? Because let me tell you why I say that, and I'm not trying to be like, okay, Jerry, come on. Sometimes it's continuous. Sometimes it's continuous. Like the dream of my mom coming back to life. So, like, 3 weeks ago, she was in her room. You okay?
Yeah, I'm just trying to
Oh, I thought
straighten.
you hurt your back. I heard something pop. Was that your back? Nothing popped?
No.
Okay, sorry. It really sounded like something popped. I'm sorry, guys. Um, the dream that I had of her, like being out of this coma, sitting in her bedroom, learning technology, was like one day I was like, oh, and here's a cell phone, and you can just talk to it, and it'll tell you who to call. And I put all the numbers in there, like I programmed the numbers for you and everything. And then the next time, the same position. She's in the same place. She's on her phone, and then I show her how to use a Fire Stick and a digital TV and all these things. And I'm like, to me, it seems continuous. It almost seems like a movie playing in my head, and it's never like the repeats. I've never taught her how to use the cell phone twice. I've never seen my dad in the same place 2 times. It's to me, it's like I know it's not an alternate. Oh, I don't know. I believe it's not an alternate universe, unless they're like pulling me up to heaven every night and like living their best lives with them. To me, it's just like it's just I don't know. I wish I did. Obviously,
You need a dream journal so we can translate your dreams.
well, that's just see, and translating your dreams is just other people's interpretations of what the dreams mean. I don't know that that actually will mean what it means, type of thing. But it is sort of like I had a reading. I had a cold reading. Somebody gave me a cold reading, and my first when they told me I went. She said, I see an orangutan, and then I see a moose. No, I see then a grizzly bear and then a moose. And she's like, and then from the moose it goes back to the orangutan. And at first, the first thing that popped into my head was, I have no idea what she's talking about. Then I started to look up what orangutan means in your dream. And this is what I remember her saying. I remember saying orangutan, grizzly bear and moose. And I automatically said the grizzly bear is my dad, because we used to call him Grizzly Adams. And the moose was my brother, because he was like a giant moose. But I was like, be the orangutan. And I started to read up on the orangutan, and it talked about how mothers were so protective of that their child. But then when I went back and listened to the reading, it said it was a male orangutan. So I was like, well, that now, because originally I was like, oh, that's my mom and my dad and my brother, and they're coming to visit me. But then it was like a male orangutan. But I was like, listen, that's just an interpretation. That's that person saying, this is what I saw. Does that person know the difference between a male and a female unless the guy's lifting his legs up? I don't know. Like, so what it first spoke to me was this. And if that's not what it was, well, that's still what I interpreted it as. And that's what I took from it, and I took it away from that. That my loved ones watch over me and are waiting for me and waiting patiently because I know they know I won't be there for a long time. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is what it means to me. But if I was going to heaven to teach my mom how to use a cell phone, I wouldn't need to because my brother's already been there and he knows way more tech stuff than I do.
Um, Hannah D says, I've heard my dad's voice clear enough to wake me up out of a sound sleep.
I'll take you one better. I heard my dad's cough and I was like thinking he was choking. And I was like, when I was with him when he died, he took his last breath. It was like a gasp though. It wasn't a choke. But that's what thought of when I heard the choke in his sleep. When I heard the cough in his sleep, I sat up like he was taking his last breath again. Yeah, when you, like, it's so real. And the smells, I mean, I know your olfactory sense is the strongest, longest lasting, sense. But I could smell her perfume. I could smell his hair grease. My dad was like a teenager in the 50s and was all about hair grease until the day he died. We had Brill cream, and before Brill cream was something else, and then it was back to Brill cream, like, and it's got a very distinct smell, and I smell it. I can smell it. And then I can even smell it mixed with cigars. Now, my father didn't smoke cigars since the 80s because of his health and stuff, but I still smell it. I still smell the cigar mixed with the hair grease, and that is my dad. And then throw in some garlic because, everything had garlic in it.
Yeah.
Except the pancakes.
Hannah said, oh, that's crazy. It was so real.
Right? It's so crazy. The what it means to you is got to be very personal. Like how Margaret asked, how do you feel about that? This is how I feel about it, but what do you feel about it? Like, I interpreted X, Y, and Z, and it means this to me. But what does it mean to you? And that's really what you have to focus on. Because if it's a message for you, nobody can tell you what that message is supposed to be better than yourself. People could say what it might be. They can confirm what you're thinking. But you have to really feel it, and it's really like a very personal thing. So I'm sorry.
I have a question for you.
Oh,
I have a question.
Jim has a question for me.
When are your dreams, or what time of year are your dreams the strongest?
What time of year?
Yeah.
I don't know anymore because nowadays they're so vivid from the medication. I can tell you that the most vivid dreams are if I take I don't do it anymore, if I take my Cabomedics in the morning and go back to sleep. That 2 hour, it's not a nap, but that 2 hour burst of sleep has the most vivid, clear dreams. And I don't know if that's why. I honestly don't. But as far as the time of year is concerned, I think they're just different during different times of the year.
Because there's 4, 5, there's at least 6 different times of the year, according to certain people, that the veil between our reality and the spirit realm is thin.
And that's 100% true. That's what we just had on All Saints Day, Samhain, or the day after Halloween. That's when the veil, that night over Halloween, is when the veil between the living and the dead is one of the thinnest points throughout the whole year, which is what basically started the holiday. The holiday was started because All Saints Day is the day where the veil is the thinnest. And when the veil is thin, not only the good people can come through, but also not so good people. So the, old Catholic Christians back in the day would dress up in mean costumes and decorate with horrible things to keep those evil spirits at bay. Basically scare the evil spirits away. So, or the unwanted spirits. They weren't always evil, just unwanted. That crappy old neighbor that always used to bother you when you were alive, he's going to come and visit you when you're dead. I just guarantee it. Just trust me. Trust me. So if you didn't want him to come around, you decorated your house for Halloween or something along those lines. The tax man, put the tax man died. Definitely put your Halloween decor out to keep that tax man at bay. Which is kind of ironic because a lot of fundamentalist Christians in the United States think like how evil Halloween is, but I was like, but it's a Christian holiday. Like it started out as a Christian holiday to
No.
keep the evil spirits away. Just saying, like it started that way. So, yeah, it's just funny to me to think that that's how it's become. But anyway, sorry. Go ahead, honey.
Jen says, yes, short sleeps mean vivid dreams for me too.
Yeah.
And then Sylvia says, I barely ever dream.
I'm telling you, Sylvia, maybe we'll get you on some like medications that could cause dreams, even though you don't want them. Like like get gabapentin. Just try some gabapentin for a couple of days. I'm sure you have some.
No.
Stop. I'm not. I'm being. She knows I'm joking. Really? Did you guys think I was serious? Anybody out there thought I was serious
No.
that I told Sylvia to get gabapentin to have better dreams?
Nah, she can just go get,
I know she
St. John's
can.
wort.
I know she can. St. John's Wort's not for that. It's
No, it does help you sleep though, and it does give you better sleep.
St. John's Wort.
Yeah.
Why do we always take it in the morning?
I don't know why we take it in the morning.
I don't take it anymore though, because the doctor said it's not good for the chemotherapy.
Of course, she also says, but then again, I have trouble sleeping.
Well, if you're not getting into a good REM cycle, you're probably not going to have a good dream. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, try some edibles. It might help.
Hannah D says, I love Halloween decorations now. Growing up with snow on Halloween and now living in Texas, I really like to decorate.
Right? That's got to be so different. It's got to be so different. It did snow. It has snowed on Christmas in New York,
Yeah.
but mostly it snowed. So this year, I don't know, I mentioned it yet, was 10 years since Superstorm Sandy hit. It was October 29th, and I didn't celebrate it because I don't think it's anything to be celebrated. I am grateful that the universe brought me where I am to be here for you, because any other direction would have put me onto a different path. And I believe that all paths lead to the same place, but you never know. Just because I believe it doesn't make it true, But yeah, it was October 29th, and it didn't snow on Halloween, but it snowed the next day. And then we were getting ready to go back to the house to see it for the first time because they had just opened the roads, and then it snowed, and we couldn't go. I was like, oh my God, it's November 1st. Why is it snowing on November 1st? So.
You can answer this, but we have some, what my oh my is asking why haven't you taken your phone to the doctor's office and video or show him or her stating.
Stating what?
That's it.
Oh, I have. I have lots of recordings. There's actually an app called, why I just lost the name of it. It's called Beans with an A. I shared it before. I use it all the time. It's called.
Does it have to do with legalities or something like that?
No, but what's the name of the app? It's called Ascend Arise. It's not.
Well, it's an app that you have.
Yeah,
on
it's
your
an app
phone.
that records the doctor's office visits, and then you can like search them for keywords like what did the doctor say about the chemotherapy, and then you can type in chemotherapy, and it looks through the transcripts and plays back what the doctor said about the chemotherapy. I also have recorded my doctor at the orthopedic surgeon. I've recorded a whole visit with him. The visit that I actually thought he was going to say I can walk, but it wasn't. Not even close. It was like months and months and months later. But I do have plenty of recordings of my doctors, yeah. Is that the question? Why have I not recorded my doctors?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I have.
Erica Sprout asks, I read that, or states, I read that everyone dreams, but some people don't remember their dreams.
I've heard that too.
Yeah, so have I.
I've heard that too. I think though you have to be in a REM cycle. Otherwise, you're just daydreaming. No, I think you have to be in a REM cycle to actually have that dream happen. But I'm not 100% sure some people even black their dreams out because, not all dreams are good.
Yeah.
Hence nightmares.
I don't think I've had a nightmare since I've been hanging up dream catchers over my bed.
I have had dreams that could have potentially been nightmares since the dream catchers have been there, but um, that's beside the point. Um, I used to dream a lot about like surviving plane crashes and that kind of thing.
Oh, you watch those crazy.
This was before that. This
Oh,
was
okay.
before that. This is when I lived in New York. When I lived in New York, I was my house was under a several um, landing paths. So we would like used to actually play. One of the games we played was pick an airline. This is when there was only a few. I'll be TWA, you be Pan Am, and then we'll see like however many TWAs pass by. I used to, and then there's Marshland and then the airport. So I used to dream that the plane would always crash in the marshland because there's nothing between us and the airport, and our fire department never had a water crew. So when I was in the fire department in 1988, I said, "Why don't we have water rescue? We're an island." I mean, it's just to me it's obvious, but to them they had not thought of it. I said, "Why don't we have water rescue here?" And they're like, "Oh, we really never had the need for it." And I was like, "Well, we kind of did, but we just always relied on other like let's get the Coast Guard or let's get the Bayman or whatever." So then they started having a water rescue team and a dive team and everything. So that was kind of cool.
Hold on a second.
No, no problem.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Sylvia says, "Remember HEPA, Jeri-Ann."
Oh,
Has the
HIPAA?
right. Yeah, it has the right.
Oh,
right.
you're asking why I didn't share the doctor stuff?
No, she's basically saying that you have the right to keep the information to yourself.
Oh, no, I share all the information. I share all the information. I don't have the right to share my doctor's image or voice, though. I don't have that right. That's not for me to share.
Right.
Um, Same with my home health aides.
Um,
When I showed the little picture of my shower aide that time, helping me to the shower, and Jamie recorded it, I had to get her permission for her to be in the video.
yeah.
Just, there's legalities to it, sure, of course. You know.
Of course, then Hannah D is saying, "Give Jeri-Ann a break. Her whole world is not cancer."
Okay. It's not. It seems like it sometimes, but it's not. It does affect every part of my life most of the time,
Okay.
but it's not all my life.
Yeah. Keep on talking because there's no real questions.
That's no problem. Yeah, I used to have this reoccurring dream that a plane would land in the marsh, and back in the 70s, there were these kids took a boat out to one of the marshes and buried dynamite and actually blew one of the underground sewage tanks up and killed themselves. And we would go by on the bus and we'd look over the bridge and you could see the tank risen up out of the water. And it was a lot to try to get to them. I mean, they were both dead from the explosion, but had they not been, they probably would have drowned to death because by the time anybody could get to them, it was too late. So it's just stuff like that. I was like, why are we on an island and we have all these boats? Like, you can go around the island on your boat and you can see how many people have boats, private boats, docked on their backyard. So why don't we have a water rescue team with all this going on and the public beach? The public beach. It's a public beach, but you had to buy a tag. If you had to be a resident or pay a lot of money, but it's still a public beach. Like anybody who lived there could go. It wasn't private, but we have this public beach and drownings. And yes, we have lifeguards, but lifeguards are teenagers. They're not always the best employees, type of thing. Especially when their girlfriends come by and stuff. So you never know.
Okay.
Anything yet?
Yeah. One person I'm not sure what to think about.
Okay.
They go on and say, "I wonder why you state we are trying to heal the planet, yet your consumerism is large and all your devices use so much energy?
Well, that's why we have solar. I mean, not us in this house just yet because we're on the talks about it. But we use solar chargers whenever possible. I mean, we could really say that about anybody, but I try to make my carbon footprint as small as possible. As far as my consumerism is concerned, I shop like
Bargain.
way, way, way less than the average person. I don't know what that means to you. And when I go shopping, as opposed to when I do deliveries because of my illness, when I go shopping, I have always used my recycling shopping bags, except for at the Dollar Tree. They've always given me the side eye because of the way they have to do their bags. They don't really have a place to put a recyclable shopping bag that's big. Like I have these big ones. They don't really have the place to put that and to do their job fast. So that's the only one exception. However, I do repurpose Dollar Tree shopping bags into garbage bags, and I have, or stuffing. I stuff projects with them and stuff. I try to keep my carbon footprint as low as possible. Am I the lowest? Am I the greenest? No. There are people who take their plastic and stuff them in plastic bottles and make bricks out of them. There are people who burn everything and don't use anything with single-use plastics in them. I try so hard. I tell my family foil is better than plastic bags. Tupperware is better. Like, use the container instead of the Ziploc. That being said, I just can do what I can do. I recycle. My town won't recycle anything but ones and twos. So I try to repurpose if I can, and if not, I try to make it, you know, all together in one thing. I put all the fives together and the sixes together in the garbage. And I can't always control it. You can't always control what the the restaurant sends you home your food in, and you can't always control, um, how the companies that you support or companies that you use because of your income or budget, how their environmental footprint is. But I try. I try to always find companies if I can afford the product and they have like the Javi I was saying. I can afford the product and they're much better for the environment. So let me try this and see if it works for me. And so far, cup of coffee in, they're pretty good. And the same thing with the water. Jimmy was doing 12 times 3. Jim was doing 36 flavored water bottles a week. So I was like, we got to stop this. I said, besides for the money for the planet, I was like, get your Cricket. I sent them to Walmart because I found out they had them in there. I said, get you a Cricket and start drinking your flavored water like this because wowzers. I get a reusable filter for my refrigerator because I don't do bottled water unless it's on the road. If I'm on the road and I forgot to bring my water with me, 100%. If I'm on the road and I drank all my water and I need more, 100% I will go into the convenience store and get water. But for the most part, no, it's not me. I'm not a bottled water girl. But anyway, yeah, so I do the very best that I can with what I need and what I need for my family. But thank you for asking. What else do you got for me?
Right now, nothing.
2 more sips of coffee. What time is it? I had to charge my watch. Wow. It's here. Nope, it's only... I guess I could put it on, but it's only 65%.
I'm about to say, if you want to try to figure out how much time you...
I can't see. I'll have to be really close to the people. If you swipe down, you can see how much time. It's underneath my video. It shows you like 1 hour ago, 55 minutes ago, or
No,
whatever.
it just tells me how many people are here.
No, that's in the comments. I said under the video.
Yeah.
Here, let me see. I'm gonna teach Jim something. Hold on. No, you gotta close the comments, Bubba's. Like under the video. Right there.
Okay.
54 minutes.
Okay.
See it?
Yeah.
So you can see it. There you go. So we're getting close. I'm 2 sips away and 6 minutes away from an hour. Anybody have any more rapid fire questions? Go, 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 go. Any more stories you guys want to hear?
Get back to the comments.
You click on the button that says comments. There's a box that says live comments next to the thumbs up and stuff. There you go. Teaching Jim. Jim's used to moderating on the big computer. You know, this is only his second time moderating from the iPad. A third, really, because we tried one time in the office.
There we go. I got it.
In the craft room. Which I was going to surprise you guys today and do live stream from the craft room. But my lower back's not really doing that great since I've been allowed to bend. And I know...
Sorry, Eric wants to know about your nail polish.
Oh, you didn't see? I shared it on a video one day. It's LA Colors number 207. It looks really jacked up right now because it's been a couple of days. But I love it. My nails have really never been naturally this long and strong. Now I haven't been able to bite them because of the mucositis, which is kind of like, a blessing of cancer. But I will tell you, there's something about the chemotherapy that's keeping them strong. Because when I was off treatment, they all broke. Every single one of them. I still had the mucositis, so I wasn't biting my nails. But they just got weak as all the dickens. But I really am. This one broke recently, and it actually was kind of my fault. I banged it, and then I didn't realize it was chipped on the side, and I went to do this, and it got caught, like my hair got caught under it, and then I was like, might as well take it off and cut it short. But otherwise, they're doing pretty good. Even my thumbs. And I put these 2 new rings on yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw that in the beginning. But I got this whole set. It was like 40 rings for $6.99 from Amazon. And I shared them with my home health aide and Lisa, and I have a whole bunch left. And I just think they're super cute, like little... And somebody asked, does it come off? And no, I have my arthritis. One blessing of arthritis is that once you get that over that knuckle, it ain't coming off. And this pinky ring is on pretty snug. I found one that fits perfect, which is great. See, it does move, but I mean, it doesn't, it needs to twist off the fatty finger, so. And I have my, my emerald here that I got on Groupon. But if you see, I have like an ingrown hair right there. Do you see that? And it's just so irritating. The ring is just really irritating it. So I'm waiting for that to heal before I can put the ring back on. But, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. But I can't wait to actually go to a nail salon and get my toes and fingers done. I'm very excited for that.
Sylvie wants to know, will you be doing quick crafts in the future?
Quick crafts?
That's what it looks like she said.
Well, yeah. I mean, You mean like 5 crafts on a video? So, I did mention that I have a whole bunch of the 5-minute crafts that I want to do. Most of them are not actually like crafts, as more as they like upcycling stuff. But, yes, I would love to be able to do that. I like to be able to do those kinds of like themed things. Like kind of like when I did the trays. Where I just did 5 different ways to make a faux enamel tray kind of thing. I do like that. But I will tell you something else. I found out very recently on Instagram that not everybody knows everything. And I know I don't know everything, but not everybody knows everything that I know. And I know being 52 is a privilege. Being a teacher in my past is also a privilege. Being worldly, not worldly, but being living in a diverse community. Like one of the girls, she's young, and she shared a dickie. She was like, how do I make my Hogwarts uniform not, the layers of my Hogwarts uniform not be so thick and heavy here in California? And I was like, well, yeah, I mean, get a dickie. But that's what she showed.
Okay.
And it was kind of bizarre. I was like, wait, don't people know about these things? Like, what else don't you know? Like, what else don't people know? It's like hard to know what people know. And then you want to sound like an idiot, like, oh, everybody knows that, Jerry. But I don't know that they do. So I think I'm going to just start throwing these things out there as they come to me,
Sylvia was saying yes, 5-minute crafts.
Yes, 5-minute crafts, yes. I have a couple. There's a couple like with the glue gun. I really like those. And then like I mentioned, there's a couple of like upcycling stuff. I really am looking forward to like doing a kind of a review or redoing my take on the 5-minute crafts videos, which I'm really excited about. Here's the big issue that I'm having right now, besides that my craft space isn't just there yet. I am really having a lot of trouble seeing more now than even 2 months ago. This it's called something. The vitreous, the fluid came away from the back of my eye, is making it really, really difficult to see, which is kind of like why I really haven't done comments. It's really difficult to even see my phone. I mostly play solitaire on my iPad, and I've gone to watching and listening to TV on the TV screen because it's really hard to work on my phone. And even with them reading the comments, then I have to type the comments, and it's so hard. It's just like puts a lot of pressure on my eye. I haven't even watched, and this is going to sound weird to you guys, but the only YouTube that I watch right now is The Fry Life. I try to get Angel Creations. I try to watch Jill's videos to support her because she's an amazing creator, but I can't always do that either. I haven't even seen Do It on a Dime in like 3 months, but that's kind of crazy to me. But I will tell you also, I haven't watched like Grey's Anatomy in 2 years, which is so weird. Like, how do you watch something for 13 seasons and then skip out on season 14, 15, or 15, 16? Like, I don't even understand how that even is a thing, but it's just like, look, since I've gotten sick, since my brother died, it's just been a whole different world. Like, it's been a, look, if it's not over in 30 minutes, I'm not interested. If it's not a 6-season episode that I can binge watch in an afternoon, I just can't get my brain around it. You know, if I can't brain here and I can't brain doing the things that I love, what makes you think I'm going to brain doing other stuff, you know? But anyway, that's what's become a big issue. And it's very hard to, like, not get distracted when I don't know if you guys ever see it on a live stream where I'm like, I think that there's a fly. I think that there's a gnat. But it's actually just this mud slick going across my left eyeball. And yes, no, I know I would love to be able to drive. And I feel good enough to drive because when I look far away, it's fine. When I look far away, there's nothing there. It's when I look up close. And that's what the problem is. When you craft, you can't craft from across the room unless you're Inspector Gadget or Stretch Armstrong. Maybe Mr. Fantastic. But you know what I'm saying. So there's so many projects. Actually, Sylvia sent me an inspirational picture one day that was from a magazine, and I wanted to recreate it. It's a sunflower with all these beautiful words in it. And I already have the materials. I'm ready to paint this bad boy for myself. And I just cannot see. And I know that I could print the letters on my Cricut. I do. My Cricut isn't quite set up yet because we haven't done that part of the office yet. But that is just like, you know? I hope you guys know. I don't know. I hope that makes sense to you, and I hope it doesn't sound like an excuse, but it's just what is what I'm dealing with right now. And I didn't really share it as much as I probably should have. But I'm just waiting for the day before Thanksgiving to come so that I can get this new eye shot, and hopefully it will help. That's just my hope and wish. And I would appreciate prayers and positive light for you guys too, because it really does mean a lot. I feel it, trust me.
Margaret asked, if you're up to it, I'd love to see you do Christmas DIY. And then Sylvia said ornaments, maybe some tree ornaments.
Yeah, actually, so Roxanne, I told you about Roxanne. She was the one who we talked to because she was going through her cancer journey with me. She actually shared all of these really, really easy and adorable Christmas DIY ornaments that I want to play off of. And I know they can do everything cheap at the Dollar Tree. And I know that I'm dying to share with you. And I know it's easy enough for everybody to do. And I cannot wait to do it. I cannot wait to get started. But yes, ornaments. I want to do wreaths. I have several wreath ideas because wreaths are ever changing. The styles of Christmas wreaths and the styles of seasonal wreaths are ever changing. So I want to do that. And then I saw this really, like how I made the snowman out of the fish bowls. I saw that the Dollar Tree now actually has 2 sizes of fish bowls. One is like by the candles and the other one's by the vases. So you can actually make like a real snowman. So yeah, there's just so much I want to do. And then of course all the organizing things I still want to make, but apparently I can't buy the crates. I found out that I can't even get the crates shipped to my house. So not only can't get shipped to the store, but I can't buy them in my area. Now it used to say, not available in your distribution center. Now it says not available in your area.
Hannah asks, do you like the Cricut? Worth the money?
Well, it's worth the money for me because I didn't pay for it. It was a gift. But I do. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
She's on the fence about getting one.
I do think so. But honestly, you know what I think that I've heard really great things about is the Cricut Joy. Because it's so compact, it's definitely the better way to start. Unless you can get a Cricut on clearance super cheap. Um, the Cricut Joy I heard is really good because there's so many more benefits to it um, with like the way that they use the matless thing. Like it's got like a matless paper, and you don't have to buy the mats as much, and it doesn't do as much as a Cricut. With Cricut you can't like drawer and stuff. I don't think you can only cut. It's only like a vinyl cutter, but most people get a Cricut to be a vinyl cutter or a paper cutter. So if you want it for that, then I think that that's probably a better place to start. Like I said, I've heard really, really positive things about it from other YouTubers. This Cricut that I have was a gift from Lisa and her family. They gave it to me for Christmas in 2019, I believe, and I do love it. I mean, I haven't had to gotten to do as much with it as I want, but I used the heck out of it for my birthday party. And I had my sisters here weeding all the decals for the t-shirts and stuff. My sisters, I put them to work when they first got here.
All right.
Hi, Alicia.
We have we have a question here.
Okay.
Jeri-Ann, if you can do them, what are your goals for the future?
You know, I would tell you that a year ago, 18 months ago, I would have told you I had hundreds of goals for the future, but I don't. Right now, my goal is to knock all the cancer out of my body so I can safely travel away from hospitals and doctors and go camping in the woods and visit Yellowstone where there's nowhere near a hospital. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I always had the goal of hitting 100K, which I don't care about right now, and I always had the goal of making this a business to support my family and then my extended family, because I know that YouTubers really do make a lot of money, but that's not even a goal now either. A goal just right now is to just every day make it a little bit better than it was yesterday, and to just keep and just to keep living my best life while I can. That's all. Sorry, I know that was just a simple question, but it really, I guess it hit rock bottom. I mean, it hit me down deep, not rock bottom. Sorry.
I don't want to see here. And nobody cries alone here. Hannah says, "Don't cry. You're doing a great job being you."
Thank you.
Um,
It's the only person I know how to be, so it's good. I mean,
Jan says, "Hugs to you, Jerry. I really get this." And Sylvia says, "Big hugs."
thank you, ladies. I feel the love. You need a tissue?
Shirt sleeve does good.
Okay. Anyhow, on a lighter note, I only have short-term goals now. I have today. Will I be able to? I'm in a lot of back pain, so will I be able to go sit on the couch and watch a movie with my family? That's today's goal. Today's goal is how far can I stay away, or how long can I stay far away from the bathroom? That's today's goal. It's silly. Can I cook today? Will I cook today? Yesterday I cooked. I made cheesesteaks. We tried a new cheesesteak from Great Value brand. They were out of steakums, and it actually comes looks like a steak, and you have to chop it. And I know now that I didn't chop Mom's quite as much, and I did overcook Mom's more than she likes. But we'll learn. We'll learn. Oh, she did. No. She was just saying next time don't cook it that much. She likes the crispy. She likes when her cheese gets crispy. Excuse me, but I noticed that my electric grill, the non-stick coating is coming off because of the scrubbings and stuff. So I'm gonna try to clean the Christmas list. I don't want anybody to buy me one. I meant like my Christmas list. Like Black Friday, you can get an electric griddle for cheap, and I'll keep the other one for like bacon. I'll have one for pancakes and cheesesteaks and stuff, and then keep one for like bacon and eggs.
Margaret says, "Every day keep living."
It's my plan. She didn't even have to say anything else. Every day, keep living. That's it. That's what I'm gonna do. Every day, that's my plan. That's my goal. Just wake up the next day.
What on my it says, Jeri-Ann, go camping, but be careful of getting cold.
Yeah, absolutely. But like I said, I want to be able to do that once I have NED, or I don't have to be close to a doctor or a hospital. God forbid something goes wrong. So
Well, hopefully I pronounced this right. Laura Socks? Yeah, Sock? So X?
socks.
Yeah. She says, sending you love and hugs. Don't apologize for the tears.
Thank you. They're
Let's
still
see.
coming. I'm still thinking about it.
Um, what am I? Says, baby steps.
Thank you.
Sylvia's sending me hugs.
Jim needs hugs. Jim's choked up. He can't read this comment. He's holding his finger up.
Oh,
Sorry.
help lighten things. What's your favorite TV series?
Oh boy. Now or for all time? So that's a great question. I guess all time my favorite TV series is not Friends, and it's actually not even the Gilmore Girls. It's MASH. Um,
Jeez.
I'm sorry, it is. It's the perfect blend of comedy and drama. It's tried to be as realistic as it could for the day without being overtly political in either direction. But I loved it. I loved it. Quincy, my second favorite series of all times. I do love my rom-coms. I do love my Gilmore Girls. I do love my Friends. I
Oh,
love what?
that question was for you. I was about to say something, but
Oh, I do love Seinfeld and I Love Lucy, but all time it's just gonna have to be MASH. Jim said Vikings, but yeah, we know. And there are a lot of like these limited series that are pretty good too, but nothing like where I'm like I need to watch the premiere episode. You know, like Gilmore Girls, we were up till midnight watching the 4 season special on Netflix. Uh, Waiting, just waiting and waiting, and that was very good. But if they ever made a MASH reunion, I think half the people aren't even alive anymore. But I would love it. What?
sorry.
It's okay.
Nah, it just I'll get to that. What made me laugh here in a second.
Okay.
Uh, Sylvia's saying, "Do what you can do."
And do what you think you can't do as well.
Yeah. Um, we have somebody asking, where is Lisa and your family? Will they get together?
Where is Lisa and my family, or in my family?
No, and your family.
Lisa is in the other room. My mother-in-law's in the other room. My husband's here. My sister's two sisters are in New York with my brother, and my other sister's in Las Vegas with her family. Will we get together? I'm going to see my family in New York in May. I may see them sooner, not 100% sure. I'm going to see the Texas Lisa's family in around Christmas, but before. They have a family Christmas that they do. That's before. I've been there before. I think I've shared that with you. And I think I'm going to go down with them if I'm feeling up to it. And as far as Las Vegas is concerned, me and Lisa are talking about taking a road trip to surprise my sister whenever. Like, we originally were thinking Thanksgiving, but now I have this eye shots the day before Thanksgiving. But my sister Julie's just gotten over the flu. Actually, she caught the flu the Saturday before her flu shot appointment.
Uh-huh.
She had taken off. She has off 2 days. She'd taken off the day before because she has always had sort of like flu-like symptoms whenever she gets the flu shot. She always has like aches and pains, so she wanted to give herself that extra 2 days to recover. And she was that was a Monday morning she took off, and she was out with her family on Saturday, and she started to not feel good and started to get aches and pains and got the flu, which was really like, that sucks. She's like, I don't think I've had the flu in 12 or 13 years. And I know, I said, feel really bad, but she's starting to feel better, which is good. And then she had a bad reaction to the flu medicine. She was allergic to something in the flu medicine, which caused a whole other slew of stuff. So,
Hey, we got some.
but I really want to visit her, and I miss my nieces. I haven't seen uh, my niece Lou in 10 years. May was 10 years. And Lou has been through so much in 10 years. But like I said, Abby came to visit here. You guys remember. And I saw Katie when I went to New York for Rob's funeral. But I have not seen Lou in 10 years. And I just need to hug that human being, squishy, squishy, squishy human being, as tight as I possibly can. I just do. I'm sorry. I just do. So,
Well, we got Erica and Sylvia like MASH.
oh, yes.
Um, of course, Margaret was like Vikings, yes.
We haven't seen Vikings Valhalla yet, though, because we
Yeah,
still have to finish a couple episodes of Vikings, and then the sixth season, which is like a different thing but the same.
yeah. Then we have, excuse me, What Oh My has only seen the first season of MASH so far.
It's gotten way better than the first season, so please. It actually has gotten a lot funnier, but like different type of funny as it goes on.
Yeah,
And it's funny because the show was like 11 seasons, but the war itself was only like 2 or 3. Like we were only in Korea for like 2 or 3 years for that,
yeah.
that Korean conflict. But for the Korean War, it's one of those ironies about the TV show. But it does give you a lot of insight into that army life that they do, they do bugging out. They show you how they bug out when there's like, I just love it. I'm sorry, I'm gonna stop. No spoilers. No spoilers of a TV show that's been off the air since the 80s. Go ahead.
Then What Oh My said, Jeri-Ann American Horror Story is great.
My niece loves American Horror Story. I am not really a horror type of a girl. I'm more of a suspense kind of a girl. Like to me, it's all about Silence of the Lambs, not about Friday the 13th. Not that I haven't seen a whole bunch of them, but for me, it's more about the suspense, thrillers. I like thrillers. I like psychological thrillers a lot. But I'm not really
Silence
into
of the
like.
Lambs.
I love Silence of the Lambs. Yeah, it rubs the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again.
Let's
Um,
see here. JDS. How's Lisa?
oh, she's good.
Like,
I believe.
how's her health and whatnot?
Oh yeah, no, I believe she's good. That's probably a question for her though. I don't think
Yeah.
she's in the comments today. I don't think she's.
No.
I think she's sleeping in. So.
Well, she was up and at it earlier.
Oh okay.
So I don't know. Um, Hannah says Handmaiden's Tale is good.
I watched the first season of Handmaid's Tale. I do like it because that also is kind of like very psychologically messed up. I haven't finished it though. That was Lisa's request that I said. She's like, "You're really gonna like this," and I was like, "Okay, I trust you." But watching it with her is better because a lot of times I have vision issues when I watch TV, and when there is like we watch TV shows that people speak
Okay.
differently, and it's like reading subtitles is something I can't do. But sometimes I something I need to do, so I have to watch it with somebody. But she's already seen it, so sometimes I just watch it with her to help me put the story together in my head. What I have a lot of problem with nowadays watching TV is recognize people's faces and facial expressions. Just like in real life, I say Jimmy stands in the doorway and makes faces at me. I said, baby, I don't know if that's a good face or you're mad about something. So I'm like, are you sticking your tongue out at me? I can't see. So,
Um, Hold on, I'm sorry.
that's okay.
I misunderstood what my oh my was saying.
Okay.
Um, they were saying that they seen all of MASH, but only own season one.
Oh, okay, good.
So
So
that
you
was my
know.
understanding.
So then you know. Um, I don't own any MASH. I own all of the Supernaturals except the final season because Black Friday last year is usually when I usually buy them on Black Friday because the entire DVD season is $9.99 on Black Friday. But last year, obviously, I was not shopping Black Friday at the store. So I own all of the Gilmore Girls too. I had when they first came out on DVD. Me and my nephew were like, "Oh, you gotta own these." What's really disappointing about that is they were all in these really cool boxes, and they had these really cool like little books that looked like notebooks that were like full of trivia, but the boxes and the notebooks all got ruined in the flood. So I just have the discs now, and but I don't own any of the mesh because I've seen. I'm not. I could sit here and tell you like um, this is one of those speeches that I've seen this TV show so many times. I can literally say to you, Rado walks in the door, and Hawk says, "If you got my, if you got my leave paper, my dish, no, my
Transfer.
no, when you get let go,
Discharge.
send home discharge. When you get my discharge, if that's my discharge papers, break it to me gently." And he starts to cry, like hold back the tears, and he says, Colonel Henry Blake's plane was shot down over the Sea of Japan. It spun in. There were no survivors. I've seen that show so many times that that literally is stuck in my head. I can hear him whimpering. The entire room went silent. There was just tears, and you hear whimpering all throughout the surgical room. It's just one of those shows that I can constantly, I can quote like, um, um, I loved everything like oh my gosh, Singapore Sunset Saffron was the name, the color yellow that the wife wanted. Colonel Potter's wife Mildred wanted to paint the kitchen. It's just stupid. I love it. So I don't even have to own it because I just know that show. Like, I even watched all of Trapper John M.D. just because it was related, and I also watched Aftermath, very
Hey,
short-lived series. Sorry.
What basically said Silence of the Lamb, the scene where the girl is holding the dog.
Yeah. Precious.
Yeah. And then Hannah said, Supernatural and Grimm are good.
Oh my God, we love Grimm.
Of course, I was like, Hannah, those are my favorites.
Supernatural, we've never skipped an episode when it was live.
No.
I never had to like. I won't lie and tell you that once DVRs came out, that we would watch it DVR.
Yeah.
But we could, like that's when we were working nights, and we could. But we never missed an episode. Like, we never had to wait till repeats came back around, I guess is what I'm saying. Of Supernatural.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Grimm, and I have watched Grimm 13 times from front to back.
But I think we're going to leave it at 13 because of Unlucky 13, right? I was stopping there. You think we'll ever watch it more?
Just hell yeah.
I'm just asking. Like, we've seen that one 1,000 times too.
13 is not an unlucky number.
No, you know what I mean. The metaphysical 13 of it. It's anyway. 13 is a lucky number for me, so I don't really care. But Supernatural, I've seen all those. I've seen tons on repeat too because they used to. What's the word? They syndicate them, and then you see them on syndication. I used to watch with my dad. My dad watched Supernatural over and over again and over and over again. NCIS. I think of NCIS. I think of my dad.
Let's see here.
My dad never missed an episode
Jesse,
until he passed.
The Crafty Gypsy.
Hi, Jesse.
Super late, but you're awesome, Jeri-Ann.
Thank you.
And then Sylvia says, "Oh, Grimm, I loved it."
Love Grimm. I miss it. I wish it would come back.
They said they were going to do a
spin-off.
Spin-off, right?
Yeah, but I don't know if that's going to come to fruition.
Yeah. Margaret says, I can watch Grimm and Viking over and over again. Yaha! So could I.
Viking is very, very, very graphic, and we love it.
Yep. Sylvia says 13 is a lucky number and was for centuries.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Until modern Christians. American Christians.
Well, no, it was because something happened. Mm-hmm. There was the first Friday the 13th was some like massacre. But I think that the real reason 13 became unlucky was because that's how many people were at the Last Supper, right? Wasn't that really?
Yeah.
Why?
I think so. Sylvia also says NCIS was my jam.
Is it not on anymore? I think it's still on, right?
It's still on, but a lot of the original characters are no longer part of the series.
Well, yeah, I know. I mean, that's been the evolution of that show forever.
Abby's not there.
Yeah. I know.
Vive is not there.
Actually, we won't spoil it for everybody. Just watch. Tony. You're thinking Tony. Yeah.
Tony's not there. R. Rockefeller says, "Good morning."
Good morning. Um, I know this is running quite long and I'm out of coffee.
Okay. Well, it's your show. I'm just,
Now I'm just like, now coffee chat is water chat. Let's drink to that. This is the water that I usually drink all the way first thing in the morning with my chemotherapy, but my back hurt so bad I didn't want to sit up at the edge of the bed. I have to sit up and drink this. So I actually drank all the water out of my mason jar cup with a straw. So now I'm drinking this. Jim's is also empty. He's just giving you, here, do that again. Oh, he was like, now you know the live stream is too long when Jim's finished his coffee or tea or whatever you were drinking this morning. Oh, look, I just messed up everything. Hi. Um, yeah, if you missed it, my lower back is not doing good ever since I've been told I can bend over.
Oh, wow.
I will tell you, I never had back pain. I only ever had menstrual cramps. I always had back cramps. That was always where it hit me. But I do know that all the physical therapy that I've done so far is eliminated using my back muscles because of the back issue. So he has prescribed physical therapy. We're having a lot of trouble getting the physical therapist place. I'm giving you an eye roll because they sent the thing over and she's like, I'm trying to work with your insurance, and the insurance said you have 13 visits, but they want a guarantee. Excuse me?
Jan has to go.
Oh, bye, Jan. I'm sorry. But they're like, we want it in writing, and they want me to put on a payment. I don't want to put on a payment plan. I have no money. I don't have extra money to pay for the physical therapy. So I'm going to call the home health company that actually sent the physical therapist over the first time. Because in all fairness, I really should still have at-home physical therapy. I could go to a physical therapy place. That's not what I'm talking about. But I need somebody to show me how to work at home. I need somebody to show me how to get up out of bed. I need somebody to show me how to get off the couch properly. I still need that physical therapy at home. So I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. I'm going to call them tomorrow. It's on my schedule to call them tomorrow. Because I have to get this started. I'm afraid I'm doing damage. Now, granted, sorry about that, guys. Granted, the surgeon said it all looked good and he can go ahead and do it within limits, but I've been bending over. I've been doing it gently. I've been doing it with support, even. I've held on to, like, the table or the walker or the chair, but it hurts. And, again, it could just be sore muscles. But sore muscles usually go away, when you stop doing the activity and you rest. This isn't going away, and I've rested, so I don't know. So hopefully we get all that straightened out tomorrow, and I could start as soon as possible. And maybe, maybe just the physical therapist has to come in and evaluate me that one day and give me the exercises. I might not need somebody to help me make sure I'm repeating them, But anyhow, we'll see how that goes. So.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Bye, Jan. I'm sorry. I just on them to, bye, Jan. Anybody else have to go? Because it's running really late.
Sylvia
I've got to be way all over an hour.
Sylvia says she was married on the 13th of the month.
Oh, okay. I was born on the 13th of a month. I was born on Monday the 13th.
Sylvia also says she's drinking tea out of a 20-ounce Yeti.
It's got to be hot still.
Yeah.
Those Yetis keep that stuff. Jimmy made me soup the other day when I had the stomach issues. We have this gluten-free ramen. It's like rice noodles. And I said, put it in, because he was going to work and the home health aide had left already. And I was like, can you just make me this? I was like, literally just throw it in one of the knockoff Yetis, one of the thermal cups. And I said, and bring it in, and by the time I'm ready to eat it, it'll be cooled off enough. It was not cooled off enough. I had to take the cover off. I had to keep pulling the noodles out so they would so cool down. I was like, how is the soup still so hot? But because they do a good job.
What says that she has all the Gilmore Girls, All in the Family, The Waltons, Yellowstone with Kevin Costner.
Ooh.
Tons and tons of movies. Also, I still have VHS movies.
I do. I just don't have a VHS player. Kind of weird. I have all of the. Do I have all the Disney movies on VHS? We kept those, right? That's
Yeah.
what's in the cabinet.
Yeah. You got a
I
few
think,
of
or I
those.
might have given them to my sister.
I don't remember.
I have Hans Christian Andersen on VHS. But I think mostly what we have left is just home recorded stuff, right?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so. Hedgestar. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong.
Spell it.
Hej space DAR.
Oh, Haj. So
Haj,
Haj Dar.
okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Says hi.
Hi. Hi.
What asks asked me basically, Jim, no regular TV or cable for TV? I don't exactly understand what.
No regular TV. You only watch cable TV. But Grimm was on
Oh.
regular TV, and
Yeah.
and Supernatural was too.
Yeah, yeah.
But now he likes to binge with no commercials because the
I hate
reason we're
commercials.
only not that you hate commercials, but the reason we're only up to like the last season of Vikings is he seemed to have like very little time to actually sit down and watch. With everything he's doing between work and his channel and helping me and cleaning the house and doing all these things, it's been hard. But lately, it's been a little bit easier. So we're starting to get caught up on stuff. But there's other things too. We really like SEAL Team. We watch SEAL Team as a family. We watch SWAT as a family. We just
Oh.
haven't in a year.
Yeah.
Like this whole season not a year, but this whole season that started in September, we haven't caught up to it. Which isn't a year. That's only a few months, Jerry, but still.
Susan Brown says at home it's called occupational therapy. How to do daily activities the best way.
Well, yeah, I've had occupational therapy and physical therapy at home. So I don't know with my brace what they actually wanted me to have. So I asked the surgeon, and the surgeon said he wanted me to have physical therapy. So originally, everything that I learned to do with my brace was through occupational therapy. Now that I have it off, they want the physical therapist to come in and show me how to do the like back bending. So the physical therapist, all the physical therapy that I had so far, you guys have seen. I pretty much showed you all the exercises. All of that was with my brace, and all of that was with back precautions. Jimmy, can you reach me the paper? The physical therapy papers that I keep down there. Sorry, guys, just 1 second. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Thank you.
Yeah.
So here's the physical therapy exercises I was given from all of the different places, and I could show you here where they've crossed out things that aren't back safe. They cross out things that they don't want me to do, like this. Like I can't do that because it wasn't back safe. So I'm thinking, do I just start now? And then there's certain things that I can't do because I still can't put full weight on the right leg. I still can't bear full weight on the right leg. So I think I really need the physical therapist. I have to put these back in order or else I won't do my exercises. Give me a second. I'm telling you guys, my memory, you don't believe me. I know I don't get believed a lot with the things that are going on in my head, but this goes there so I can do my physical therapy in bed. Here, sweetheart.
Hold on.
Oh, no, I'll just leave it here. I'm sorry. I'm just leave it here. Sorry.
This one.
Okay, no problem. So anyway, there are things on there that I can't do. So then I actually said to the doctor, so I said, do I just start doing those physical therapy exercises? And he's like, no, I'd rather have somebody show you what to do with my orders and stuff. So again, I still have leg restrictions. And I don't think that going to the physical therapy place, I don't even know if they'll know that. The home health place, they know because they have my pre-existing orders. They call the doctors. They're really good. And whether or not they decide physical therapy or occupational therapy is best, if they send both to see, maybe, because that's what they did last time. They sent the physical therapist and the occupational therapist. Now, the occupational therapist came in, showed me how to use the shower, and then that was it. I didn't have to have any more occupational therapy. The physical therapist, however, I had several sessions of physical therapy, and every time I got restrictions lifted off of my leg, they added more and more exercises. So I don't know exactly what they'll do, but I hope we can get it all straightened out by tomorrow. There's a lot of comments going by very fast.
It's the same guy. Basically, I don't know what he's done, but I cannot remove this jackass. Excuse my language.
Do you need help?
It's pissing me off. Nope, because I finally did it.
Oh, good, okay. Sorry, everybody, if that was inappropriate. I have no idea, so...
No, he's just saying that he wins all the time, so it's like, yeah, okay.
Oh, it's a spam advertisement. Okay, that's fine. Um, anyhow, I know that this has been really long and it's going to take forever to upload. So I'm really going to go now because I have no idea what time it even is because my watch isn't working. Oh, it's charging. It's 10 to 12. This is like almost 2 hours. So, bye. No, just kidding. Listen, I love you. Thank you so much for joining me. You guys have no idea what this has been. This is amazing. I'm loving this. This is going to be a thing. Whether it's always going to be at 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock, I have no idea. That's going to depend on my moderator. Because I was up early, but my moderator was still sweepy. And he's like, I'm not ready for you to come. I was like, okay, we'll wait till you get up. So we waited a little bit, let him get his bearings, let him get his eyes. Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay. Sorry, everybody. I was just sending it off and then the Wi-Fi got booted. Listen, I was trying to say that I love you guys and I really appreciate it. I love this. And I was saying, I don't know if it's going to be every day at the same time, every week at the same time, but I love Sunday hanging out with you. This is a lot of fun. And if nobody's told you today that you're loved, please always come by and hear how much I love you. Tell each other how much you love them. I think that we just don't say that word enough. And, you know, you don't have to be in love with somebody to love them. You know what I mean? You don't even have to like them to love them, to be honest. But listen, as always, you guys take care. God bless, and we'll see you next time. And thanks again for joining. All right, bye. Bye. Meow. End it, end it.